Hello and welcome. Maybe I should make it not glary. I can't do anything here. Do. That's fine. Yeah. All right. Sorry for the imperfect picture. Anyway, this is something I sketched on my Facebook. If you're connected with me there, then I'm going to be going over the same sort of stuff. Just catching up with y'all and as Mo says, many of you, yes. Yeah, it's been a while since I streamed. One of me might show up. Thanks, Weather. 200% increase in views. That's right. Welcome, everyone. This is episode 341 of Making Comics and Art. And I am Peter Palmiotti, and I am trying to get back into business. So, a number of the basic things. I mentioned before, I'm working on a book called Icebox. I'm co-creating, co-writing. I'll be penciling and inking. And I'm going to be inking it live on my Patreon page. So if you're not already a patron and want to support me, the link is down in the description box. I'll be streaming 3 days a week there. More than likely Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern. Pay no attention to me. I'm just hanging out. Hey, we're all just hanging out. It's Sunday. So I'll be streaming 3 times a week on my Patreon page, inking the Icebox pages as I pencil them. When I get a certain amount of pages done, we'll be crowdfunding it on Kickstarter. And so you can look forward to that. Once the Kickstarter is, all put together and active, I'll be uploading those videos to my YouTube so everybody can see them at that point. But for right now, they'll be exclusively with my Patreon. Another way to support me is if you want to just send me an individual tip. There's a paypal.me/PeterPalmiotti link down below, and you can put in any amount, anything from $1 to, whatever is in your account at the time. So I appreciate everyone who does. I haven't streamed in a while. Everything updates all around me, so forgive me for my imperfections. That's just my natural state, I guess. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just a hack. But I appreciate everybody who comes, hangs out with me, and sees what I am up to. So that was the main thing, is working on Icebox. I'm also working on inking some pages for Brett, aka Apex Comics with an X, on a couple of his projects. I think it's 6 pages in total, 1 for one project, 5 for another. He has Madam X, and I'm blanking. Where is it? I don't know. Oh, it fell. That's right. His other project. I forget the name of it. Fembot. There you go. It's like, um, and yeah, so Brett's a good guy, and he's got very old school looking work that he does, and so very happy to be working with him. Um, yeah, this year for me thus far has been crappy, um, which is why I haven't really been streaming or even keeping up with other people that much. I did get catfished, which is why I kind of disappeared for a while. So that sucked. Thanks. Yeah. I changed a lot of passwords and I changed my name on Facebook. I used my porn name, Eric Wave, but I'll be changing that back to Peter Palmiotti next month. And yeah, everything is all good now. And I'm getting back into the groove of all things. I do have a big project, a graphic novel I'm inking. Unfortunately, the artist got super sick, so I only inked 3 pages, still waiting for her to recover. It's like 130 pages plus, big project, so that will take a year at least. Unfortunately, the longer she takes to recover, the longer it's going to take to get into it. Another project with Allison McLawn, a 4 pages a week serialized online magazine that we'll be doing. That's something of her own creation. Is put on hold at the moment because she got a deal to work on a manga comic, so she's doing that first. So eventually I'll be getting into that project. That will be very cool, and be able to update people on that weekly. And some other odds and ends. But mostly right now, I'm going to be focusing on Icebox and focusing on Breck's work, and trying to doing what I'm not doing right now, trying to pencil every day, sketch. I'm writing most days, training myself on Procreate so I can eventually learn how to effectively color, because I'll be coloring my book Retro, which is long overdue. So once I'm fully capable, I'll be coloring those pages, and fingers crossed the first issue will be done this year and out this year, and did a Kickstarter years ago that I'll be fulfilling. I'm an example of what not to do. Given the multiple times I was wrong, I think our host is running late. I'm East Coast, so I understand. And what else? I'm trying to read more. I used to be an avid reader of comics and novels, and fallen off so many times. But I love reading, and I've been watching a lot of movies and TV shows lately. But that doesn't really, it's not the same thing. It doesn't do it for my brain. It's kind of I kind of can turn off my brain when I watch a lot of the shows I watch. there's a lot of great stuff out there, but still. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna doodle and chat with you guys. But I think that was my business side of things to let you know on all I got going on. Yeah, I'll be streaming 3 times on Patreon. I'll be streaming here on YouTube once a week. I don't want to overdo it since I'm going to be, streaming 3 times on Patreon. So I'm not sure what day, but sometime, between Monday and Friday, I'll be streaming. I'll figure out what suits me best. I'm only streaming today because I, got it in my mind that I want to do all this the way I'm doing it. So otherwise it would be, during the weekday. So let's see. Let's see. What else has been going on? Well, some sad news. I posted around, but if you didn't hear, my ex Lisa passed in August 22. Well, her mom took a fall because I'm still friends with the mom and the family. She took a fall last week, and unfortunately, she passed away yesterday. Everything's a blur now. So many things going on. So yeah, that's really sad to hear that news. Lisa's brother Larry, is the last remaining member of that family. They only had 2 kids, and the father split when they were young. The mom divorced him. So he's the only one left. He does have a son, so he does have that. But I'll probably be invited because I'm a friend of the family. She was a good woman. Kind of a very country attitude towards life and people. So she wasn't always easy to put up with. But good person nonetheless. And I saw her not too long ago. Probably during the week I saw her. So at least got to say hello to her then. That was my goodbye to her. What else? I've been taking care of 2 cats. I got my cat, Rocket. Technically I'm only allowed one pet in my apartment. But I was taking care of a stray that showed up that was sick. My cat's a boy. The stray was a girl. For the most part, they got along. But unfortunately, my cat is skittish around people, definitely, but also around other cats he's not comfortable with, and he was skittish around this stray cat. The stray cat I was calling Moo, because she's a black and white cat, and she looked a little bit like a cow. Sweet cat. Other than, yeah, because my cat's skittish, she got into a attack mode and attacked my cat like 3 separate times. And she will no longer be invited into this home. So, she has other people in the neighborhood that look after her. So she doesn't, she totally need me. She doesn't have a home per se, like she doesn't live somewhere else, but I do know some other people take care of her, so she'll be fine. And guess like the landlord, it's only one cat who is a shapeshifter. Yep. Yeah, the picture of the cat I sent you, well, that's it's one look. So yeah, I mean, in all the years I've been in this apartment, I've had probably a dozen different cats. When my ex was alive, we used to swap cats back and forth, because we took in a lot of strays. We found homes for them. A lot of them passed away. It was a whole thing. Between 30 and 50 cats we had over a 10-year span. Well, unfortunately, I'm retired at the moment of taking in any cats. So it'll just be my one cat, Rocket, and he'll be very happy. He'll cling to me more because there's nobody else here, but that's okay. Let's see. This is too shiny. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm going to do this. No, wrong way. You know what? I'll use a marker. Yeah, you could kind of see what I'm doing. So yeah, it'll just be me and Rocket, and whoever happens by. He does not like other people. He usually runs away when my friends come by. Um, you know, my ex Lisa. I mean, originally Rocket was living at her home because he was a stray outside of her apartment, and he almost never let her pet him. So it dawned on her one day to have me try to win him over here. And at that time, I had 4 other cats, give or take. Sometimes it changed week to week. So yeah, after a week or two, I forget exactly how long it took. Rocket totally warmed up to me, because even when Rocket was living at her place and I would come by, I was over at her place at least a couple of times a week. She lived nearby and we were best friends. Even when we weren't a couple. Um, so yeah, it only took a week or two, and he warmed up to me, and then he was completely butter. He was completely my best friend. Let me pet him, let me rub his belly, and he only did that at her place. He only did that one other time, which was right after he got fixed. We had like a big cage, like a dog cage, and had him in there till he fully recovered. And for some reason, his brain switched completely while he was in the cage, and he let anybody pet him. It was pretty hilarious. But other than that, I had to like sneak attack some pets in every once in a while. Hey, Shadow Punk. Hell, brother. George, so you on and thought I'd hop on for a second and say hi. Definitely appreciate it. And definitely a lot more people showed up today than I thought. But, streaming on a Sunday would be a chance. But glad to see a lot of people here. Yeah, so that's what's been going on. What else? Well, I mentioned an old friend of mine from New York. She's working out plans to come live in this town. So it might be a month, might be a couple months. But she's an old friend. Like we've known each other. Well, it's over 15 years or so. I was living in Staten Island at the time I met her. We've been good friends ever since. We had our ups and downs, but still good friends. It'd be great to have her in town. In other news, so yeah, I got my Patreon going on. If you want to support me there, definitely a reason to now, where I'll be working on my own project. Co-creation, but also I'm open for commissions. I posted my commission list, prices and sizes and all that on my YouTube channel. If you go to the post tab, that will show you prices and sizes. I need to make, because of my schedule and all these projects going awry and whatnot, need to make rent and expenses for next month. So if you want to commission me, trust me, I'm much better than this. I'm just doodling. For some unknown reason, I'm not seeing our host. What do you mean by our host? Are you part of a stream that you're waiting on to be, Wesley? I'm guessing. Or do you mean something else entirely? All right, let's see. So this is just a image that came into my head, something that I thought would be fun to sketch out. If you didn't know, this is my character Retro. Not necessarily. This isn't necessarily the kind of thing you would see him do, but I'm taking a Mad Magazine approach to my character in this sense, or Marvel's version, not brand that, or however you pronounce it. So as you can see, my character Retro got his hands around Batman's neck. And you'll see why in a little bit. I finally found you. I have no idea what the problem is. Oh, were you not seeing the video? But you were able to comment in the chat? That doesn't make sense. Technology eludes me sometimes. The things it does, and you know, I don't have to know how it works to use it. You know, much like TV. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how half this stuff works. I'm going to use so for those of you watching, and I appreciate all of you showing up. Retro is a character I created in my late teens. Me and a friend of mine, I used to go upstate every summer with my family, you know, to camp and whatnot when I was young. And, you know, there's forests and woods all around us. You know, I say upstate New York. I don't know where we were technically. We went to places like Haya and Joy Acres. If anybody knows any of those names. I don't know. I think it's Jersey. I don't know what section of Jersey, but it's a couple hours out of Manhattan. That's all I know. That's all I remember. I was young. Anyway, we used to go to the woods a lot with friends and whatnot, and just me and my friend Steven were alone one day and went out to the woods, and we're talking comic books and whatnot, and we were like to each other, let's create our own characters. So he, you know, just off the top of his head, he created a character, and I created a character. Later, when we both went home, we sketched our characters out and eventually showed each other, you know, the visual of what our characters looked like. And that was the first early rendition of Retro. And his character was Mineral Man. Now, Retro then isn't what Retro is now. Because Retro then was just simply the name. He was a superhero, and mostly the costume I still have to this day. I sort of developed Retro in my head over the years, and further defined the character and his story. And you'll see all that in the series eventually when I get around to it. Because it's a story that will, it's like some comics start out with an origin story, Well, retro is starting out with just, a typical, uh, villain per issue. Like there'll be a new villain for every issue, and certain aspects of the character will develop before your eyes, and his story will develop before your eyes. Let's see. Kind of goes like that. So yeah, retro. It's like I'm influenced by a lot of comics I've read throughout the years. Um, Anything from the '60s. Duke, welcome. Okay, here we go. I finally found out now what the problem was not seeing video, but was able to chat. Was one of these days I'm gonna do a live cast as soon as I figure out how to make that happen. Well, as you can see, I'm powered by StreamYard. StreamYard is the program I use, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. Yeah, I have no idea why you were able to chat but not see the video. That's really strange. But stranger things have happened. Uh, one of the funniest things that ever happened, for anybody that remembers uh, G Plus, which was Google's attempt at doing a Facebook or a Twitter kind of style thing. I'm hearing a cat outside. Yeah, when they had G Plus, I used to stream with a friend of mine, Jeff Lafferty, and during one of our streams, all these random kids started showing up, and it was almost like prank calling us. And we were like, what the hell happened? Shadowpunk says, by the way, I can see and hear everything. No issues. Yeah, that's really strange. Yeah, so me and Jeff were like, what the hell's going on during our stream? And I had to like individually kick every kid, just spamming us and whatnot out. And it wasn't until I got off the stream that I sort of was looking around the G Plus and noticed or figured out or found out that I accidentally called everybody in a circle. If you don't know G Plus, everything worked like you had groups of different friends in different circles. Well, somehow I accidentally, like in promoting the stream, I accidentally called 150 people. It felt awful, but I didn't know how to apologize for it either. I think I apologized on the next stream I did, but I didn't want to like spam 150 people again just to say, hey, I'm sorry for calling you the first time. But yeah, that attempt at making like a Facebook like site was had its flaws. Had some major flaws. And that was pretty funny. Do, do, do. So yeah, not today, but like next time I stream on YouTube, I'll have some work, or I want to start doing full art, like 11 by 17 pieces. Um, Maybe popular characters, maybe something else entirely. I'm always envious of artists who I'm envious of everybody. Um, in the real world, Retro would never get away with manhandling bats. Why? I'm sure it will happen. Um, yeah, I'm trying to. There's an artist I follow. I can mention anybody's name. I forget his something Black. Michael Black. Eric Black. I forget exactly. Um, he's an artist who goes his own way, does his own thing. Essentially, he became. I was pretty much there at the beginning of him doing his own thing and becoming really popular doing that. His thing is, he does really nice like portraits. Originally, I believe it was more just like natural people, um, but he drew on colored paper. So he worked with black, like black ink, but also white ink. So he would, go in with the black and make a drawing of a portrait of somebody's face, really nice, really, sort of realistic looking, and then go in with white and do all like highlights. So it had like sort of layers to it, and became very popular doing that. And now he's dived deeper into like he'll include animals or parts of animals or other things, flowers, into the drawings, but also more like macabre kind of guts and interiors of people and whatnot. Um, so what he does exactly has altered, but essentially, like, he's an artist that doesn't do like fan art, like, because I want to do fan art, but I also want to just find my own thing outside of, like, I want to draw a billion comics. That's a given. Um, but um, like I love like punk rock chicks. Any girl or woman with tattoos or piercings, it definitely like wins my heart without doing much. I'm a sucker for all that. I don't have any tattoos myself. I thought about getting one or a few. Still have never come up with, oh, I want to do this. Maybe one day. We'll see. So Retro has pouches too on his belt, like Batman. So yeah, I thought about doing punk chicks. I don't know. I just never found a thing. Maybe a thing will find me one day. But I've been wanting to do some larger pieces of art, so I can have something to do on YouTube, but also like have something to sell. More than likely, I'll do some fan art. I've done a bunch of commissions throughout the years, and a lot of those were popular characters. I am a big fan of Shadowpunk has patches and spikes. Gotta have patches, man. Where are you going to put your PB and J? I am looking forward to the third Tron movie is coming out this year. I think. I hope. um, really, 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 really big fan of the original. The second one, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Oh, why is this okay? Um, Second one I liked a lot. I mean, the music was amazing. The graphics were amazing. I thought it should be, yeah, Tron Ares. I thought it should have been more of a branch between what the original movie was and what the second one totally was most of the time, which was you know state of the art modern day computer graphics. I thought some of it should have looked like the first movie, like some or close to it. I thought that would have been cool, but regardless, I still loved it, and I look forward to this movie. For me, it doesn't have to be perfect. I know I'm going to love it, and I definitely looking forward to it. Okay. So what's going on with all of you? If you have anything you want to promote, talk about in the chat, feel free. I know there's a lot of people that are able to have wrenches and able to leave links. If anybody wants to leave links to either their own projects or you want to help promote a friend. The Tron cartoon is kind of cool too. What was that called? It had a name, I think, Tron something or another. But yes, I agree. I freaking love the Tron cartoon that it did. Yeah, Tron Uprising. That's right. I freaking love that. Yeah, I thought that should have continued. That was really, really good. The cartoon. So kind of, what am I doing? Messing this up. It's imperfect, but good. So there you go. Retro hates bats. Are we going to see Peter more often? I'll be here on my YouTube channel weekly. So the plan is I'll stream once a week. Maybe depending on time or whatnot, I'll upload a video here and there. But I'll be live streaming 3 times if you're a patron, and I'll be inking a comic over there. If you want to support me, it's as little as $1 a month. Links to that are down below, and you can also link to tip me. So Shadowpunk asks, what are Retro's powers? Retro is like, kind of like Batman or Daredevil, like street level hero. He's a mutant. I was using Meta for the longest time because not too long ago, Marvel and DC owned the copyright to superhero, but apparently that's reversed. So I might go with superhero. Yeah, he's street level, but he's kind of like he's stronger than the average person, faster than the average person, heals quicker than the average person. He is the master of parkour. So that's something I'll be highlighting. And yeah, he just fights bad guys. And I kind of will divulge more and more as more issues, as I do more issues of the character. Eventually we will be getting into his origin story, which I think is unique. But yeah, he's pretty much straightforward to a certain extent. Street level character. In the first issue, he fights this guy Diamond, who's essentially a super powered diamond thief. So that's they brawl. You'll meet his alter ego. I mean, his alter ego, his girlfriend, some of his connections and whatnot, and get a taste of his world. And I'll expand on it issue by issue. Yo, hell to all of you magnificent bastards and bastards. Hey, Tank. Welcome. Luke Cage. Well, Luke Cage is pretty damn strong. Maybe not Luke Cage strength, but kind of the same idea. And I have, like, depending on how successful I am with Retro, I have other heroes I want to do, other books as well as a team book. I'm kind of thinking of it like whatchamacallit, like the Avengers, where the Avengers had a title and Captain America and Iron Man and Thor and individuals had titles as well. So we'll see. we shall see if I'm able to. I should sign this masterpiece. If anybody wants to buy this motherfucker, let me know. I'm just doing this on copy paper. But you can have it for $5. I'll make sure to ship it with the cardboard and all that. It's fun. I like it. I like fun. So yeah, just to rehash everything. I'll be streaming on YouTube between Monday and Friday. I'm not sure exactly when. Maybe I'll just change it up and do it at random times. But I'm going to try to keep more of a schedule while working on a comic called Icebox that I'm co-creating and co-writing, that I'll be penciling and inking. Somebody else will be coloring it, that we're working on. And I'll be doing that 3 times a week on my Patreon page, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's lunchtime. And I streamed earlier on Facebook, and maybe every once in a while I'll stream on Facebook as well. When I come here, I'll be working on bigger pieces. I want to do some 11x17 illustrations. And yeah, I'll think of a subject for those. But I want to thank each and every one of you for coming here. If you there goes my voice. If you haven't already, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Eventually I'll be 100% focused on growing my channel again, but I'll be here once a week at least. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming. This has been fun. I'm glad you like a little retro drawing. Batman. And yeah, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again next week. Till then, keep making comics, keep making art. Like and share, just like Tex says. Take care, everyone.